Open weight and closed models differ in one powerful idea: who holds the keys to the engine. Open weight gives you full access to the internals. You can inspect every layer, adjust it, and reshape it for your domain, almost like tuning a race car to your driving style. Closed models feel more like stepping into a luxury ride, where the engine is sealed, but the performance is world-class. Here's the deeper interview insight. Open weight models grow through community innovation, which means rapid iteration and transparency. Closed models evolve under the vendor's control, which often means better polishing and stronger guardrails. Take a moment and let this settle. When you frame the choice as control versus convenience, you instantly demonstrate senior-level reasoning. Keep this mental model close. It's a foundation you'll use throughout your interview. The real heart of this topic is transparency. Open weight models publish their parameters, letting you run them locally and study their architecture the same way you'd examine a full recipe instead of guessing ingredients from taste. Closed models give you only an endpoint, more like ordering from a kitchen you never walk into. Now here's the nuance. Strong candidates add, transparency matters for reproducibility, auditing, compliance, and debugging behavior at scale. Closed models trade that visibility for reliability, performance tuning, and secret training techniques that often push the frontier. Take a breath here. Many candidates frame closed models as bad for hiding things. A better framing is that secrecy enables novel optimizations and breakthrough performance. This balanced, mature perspective signals to interviewers that you understand how real production systems are built and maintained. Open weight models shine in cost, privacy, and customization. Cost is like owning the power plant instead of paying per kilowatt. Once deployed, every token becomes cheaper and fully under your control. Privacy becomes straightforward because your data never leaves your environment, which is essential in finance, health, defense, and enterprise search. But customization is the real superpower. With low-raw fine-tuning, you sculpt the model to your domain, almost like adding a precise lens to a camera that suddenly reveals new detail. Interviewers may ask if fine-tuning is worth the effort. The senior answer is yes, because it improves tone, domain accuracy, and real-world reliability where generic models plateau. Most candidates miss this strategic angle. When you highlight it, you sound like someone who builds solutions, not someone who only consumes them. Hold on to that insight. Closed models stand out through performance, managed infrastructure, and built-in safety. They're trained using scale, experimentation, and private optimization tricks like speculative decoding or distilled auxiliary models that aren't always shared publicly. That's why they lead benchmarks. Using them feels like staying in a fully serviced hotel where every detail works and you never touch the wiring behind the walls. Interviewers often test whether you understand the trade-offs here. Closed models excel when you need fast time to value, strong reasoning, and guaranteed uptime. But you give up control and absorb higher long-term cost. Take a moment. A polished insight is that closed models also ship with alignment layers, content filters, and red team hardening that would take months for most teams to replicate. Mentioning that signals that you understand the operational reality, not just the architecture. Choosing open weight becomes natural when strict privacy, predictable scaling costs, or domain specialization matter. Licensing is a subtle area interviewers love testing. Open weight is not always fully open. Some models include usage restrictions, even though the weights are public. Closed models simply charge per use. When asked if open weight can reach GPT-level performance, show nuance. The gap is closing fast, but closed models still lead in deep reasoning and long context consistency. Deployment is another trap. Weak candidates say open weight is too hard. Strong candidates explain that it requires infrastructure tuning, inference optimization, and monitoring, but in return provides long-term independence and full customization. Let this sink in. The real wisdom is that neither approach is universally better. It's always a strategy decision based on privacy, budget, scale, and control. And on that clarity, and you'll sound genuinely senior.